So you're using black seed oil, or you're thinking about it. Great. But before you take another drop, you absolutely need to know about these 10 common mistakes. They could be making your oil completely useless, or even worse, causing some pretty serious health issues.
And here's the thing that's kind of concerning. These aren't rare, obscure errors. They are incredibly common. You could be making them right now and have no idea because, let's be honest, this isn't the kind of detail that usually comes up with your doctor.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to walk through all of them one by one. We'll start with the mistakes that are basically just a waste of your hard-earned money and won't get you any results. Then we'll get into the ones that are actually dangerous.
All right, let's jump right into our first section. We're going to kick things off with the foundational mistakes. The ones people make right at the beginning that can make the oil totally ineffective from day one.
First up, mistake number 1, getting the dosage all wrong. Now, this sounds so basic, right? But it's a huge trap. Taking way too much isn't going to supercharge the benefits. It's just going to overwhelm your system and probably leave you feeling nauseous. But on the flip side, taking too little is like taking nothing at all. You just won't get any of the therapeutic effects.
So, what's the magic number? Well, clinical research points to a daily dose somewhere between 1.5 to 5 milliliters. The smartest way to approach this? Start low. Seriously, try a small amount for the first week, see how your body feels, and only then should you consider slowly increasing it. Okay, on to our next mistake. And to really get this one, we just need to understand one little science term, lipophilic. It sounds complicated, but all it means is that something likes to dissolve in fat. And this one property of black seed oil is the key reason why so many people get an upset stomach. And that leads us straight to mistake number 2, taking it on an empty stomach. Because the oil is so potent and, lipophilic, it can really irritate your stomach lining if it's all alone in there. The fix is so easy, always take it with food. And even better, a meal that has some healthy fats in it. Think avocado or some nuts or eggs. It's not just about comfort, it helps your body absorb it way better too. All right, let's shift gears to our second section, quality control. Because, sometimes the problem isn't what you're doing, but the actual oil you bought. Let's figure out how to make sure you have the good stuff. This brings us to mistake number 3, and this one is really sneaky. Using oil that's gone bad or oxidized. When the oil gets exposed to heat, light, or air, it doesn't just lose its power. It can actually create what the source material calls microscopic wrecking balls inside your body that can promote the very inflammation you're trying to fight. It literally does the opposite of what you want it to. So how can you tell if your oil has turned? It's simple. Trust your senses. There are 3 big warning signs. 1, a really strong, nasty smell, almost like paint thinner or just rancid. 2, the color looks way darker or murky. And 3, a no-brainer. If you know it's been sitting out in the sun or a hot cabinet, just toss it. It's not worth the risk. And next, mistake number 4, buying low-quality oil in the first place. The market is just flooded with junk, so you have to be a smart shopper. Here are the red flags to watch out for. If the label doesn't specifically say Nigella sativa, if it's called a blend, if it's not cold-pressed, if it's in a clear bottle, or if there's no sign of third-party testing, these are all huge warnings that you're probably looking at a garbage product. So on the flip side, here's what you do want to see. Think of this as your checklist for the good stuff. You're looking for 100% pure Nigella sativa, the words cold pressed, and it absolutely has to be in a dark glass bottle. And the ultimate green flag, a visible seal from a third-party testing lab. That means a reputable brand is standing behind its quality. Now for mistake number 5, and this one is so incredibly common, storing it the wrong way. I'm just going to be blunt. That kitchen cabinet where you keep your oils, especially if it's near the stove or gets any sunlight, it is probably destroying your black seed oil right now. So what's the right way to store it? It's super simple. Once you open that bottle, it lives in the fridge. That's it. Now, it might get a little thick and cloudy in there. Don't worry, that's totally normal. Just pull it out and let it sit on the counter for 5 or 10 minutes before you use it, and it'll be perfectly fine. All right, mistake number 6 is all about timing, and this is where you can get a little more strategic. Some of the early research suggests you can actually time your dose to match your health goals. So if you're focused on immune support or digestion, taking it with breakfast seems to be the way to go. But if you're looking for better sleep or stress support, try taking it with your dinner instead. Okay. I need you to really listen up for this next part. We need to shift gears here because we are now entering the danger zone. These are the critical medical warnings that you absolutely cannot afford to ignore.
This leads us to mistake number 7, and it is honestly one of the most important things we will talk about. Never, ever assume that just because something is natural, it's automatically safe. That is especially true when you are taking other medications. The interactions we're about to cover are serious.
So, what's the real risk here? Well, it's a doubling effect. You see, black seed oil can naturally lower blood pressure and blood sugar. So if you're also taking a prescription medication for those things, like lisinopril for blood pressure or metformin for diabetes, the combination can cause a dangerous drop. The same goes for blood thinners, like warfarin. It can increase the risk of bleeding. The bottom line here is non-negotiable. If you are on any of these medications, you must talk to your doctor before trying black seed oil.
Mistake number 8 covers other critical situations where you need to hit the pause button and talk to a doctor first. If you're pregnant or trying to become pregnant, if you have any surgery scheduled in the next 2 weeks, if you already have low blood pressure, or if you have an autoimmune condition like lupus or rheumatoid arthritis, black seed oil might not be safe for you. Get medical clearance first, period. Okay, we have made it through the serious warnings, so let's wrap this up by talking about strategy and the right mindset. This is about playing the long game to get real, lasting results.
This brings us to a more advanced idea. Mistake number 9, not cycling your use. Now, there's a sciencey term for this called receptor downregulation, but let's just ignore that. The easiest way to think about it is coffee. Remember the first time you had a strong cup? You were probably buzzing. But if you drink 3 cups every single day, after a while, it just doesn't hit the same, right? Your body builds a tolerance. The same thing can happen here. So how do you keep that from happening? You can try cycling. 2 of the most common methods are pretty simple. You either take it for 5 days in a row and then take 2 days off each week, or you take it for 3 straight weeks and then take 1 full week off. This just gives your body a little break to reset. And that brings us to our final mistake, number 10, expecting a miracle overnight. You have to remember, this is not a magic pill from a pharmacy. It works with your body's systems, and that just takes time. In fact, in many clinical trials, they don't see measurable, significant changes until about the 8 or 12-week mark. So patience is absolutely essential. So when you boil it all down, the biggest takeaway here is that the word natural isn't a free pass. It doesn't mean something is simple, and it certainly doesn't mean it's automatically safe. It requires just as much critical thinking as anything else. Which leaves me with one final thought for you. What other part of your own wellness routine could maybe benefit from this same level of scrutiny?